Okay.
Oh shit, the cameras.
Oh yeah, the camera's on.
Yeah. 15.
15, yeah. So it's episode 15. I'm
Oh,
Shaun
shit.
Campbell. Shaun Campbell 2.0.
Oh,
This
damn.
is,
What's up? I'm JP.
and the cool thing about JP, that we figured out, he was the MMA freak on YouTube.
Way back in the day.
And it turns out the MMA stuff is huge. I post a video about MMA stuff because that's like my hobby, another little passion of mine. I don't fight per se, but I'm a huge fan.
Yeah.
So we started putting little clips in just for the hell of it. I thought I'm just going to throw a couple clips in because you always say you should talk about what your interests are.
Yeah.
And a huge interest of ours is MMA and UFC, particularly, right?
Yeah.
So I put up a few videos of that and they're going huge.
That's it.
And we were actually talking about it on that same episode, or maybe episode back, about your old YouTube page, and the thing was you were the MMA freak, MMA freak,
Yeah.
JP MMA freak on YouTube,
Yeah.
and it turns out the funny thing is how things just come back around, right? They
Yeah.
go full circle. Like
We're going
11 years ago, you were doing coverage and footage.
11, 12 years maybe? Like, yeah,
and now all
something
of a
like that,
sudden,
right?
zip,
Yeah.
we just put it.
It circles back.
And it turns out, because you never know where things are going, right? Of course, health and fitness, IDFA, workout warrior, majestic strength, that's all a huge part about what we're talking about here.
Those are the headliners.
Yeah, but there's also a big part of that as well, right?
Yeah.
It's almost like it's a common ground between us two, and it's a common ground with the fans.
Yeah.
And a lot of people that are into fitness are into the UFC as well.
Yeah.
Maybe years ago it might have been crazy because people were like, oh my God, it's a crazy sport.
Yeah.
But now it's like mainstream. It's like one of the biggest sports in the world.
Huge.
I posted a video on that. It's like, I was gonna say 10 times more viewership, but it's 100 times more at this point. It's gonna build up. We're slowly building up the the Warrior Room brand.
Yeah.
But UFC brand's already out there, right? So why don't we capitalize on that? And it's also something I like talking about.
For sure. That's it, right? Makes it interesting.
Yeah, it makes it interesting.
That's it.
So we're gonna talk a little bit about that today. I also want to bring something up that I was thinking about today as I was driving here. I don't know how I worded it, but I was just basically gonna ask JP on his opinion. Well, I'll give you my opinion on what people should do. What's someone who wants to get into fitness, wants to get in better shape?
Yeah.
Like what's the first step they should make? Like what should they do? Because everyone always waits that perfect moment.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, just start. Like, whatever it is that you're gonna do, whatever you think that
It's almost like we don't even need to elaborate on that, but we're going to. But just start is all you need to hear.
Just start.
Then people are gonna say, JP, where do I start?
Doesn't matter.
Like JP, it really doesn't matter.
Right?
JP, I don't know at all what to do. I don't even know where to start. I don't know what to do. I'm overwhelmed and I feel like I'm helpless.
Here's my analogy that I've always used with clients, right? Because like I have a few clients like over the years that like they get so caught up in the idea of but which one's the right way, or which one's this, or which one's is this better than that, or whatever, right? Just fucking start. Like any which way, right? And so like the way that I describe it is if you are in the dark, right? Figuratively or specifically, right?
In some areas of life, I'm in the dark too.
We're in the dark, right? So if we're standing in the dark, right? So we have the lights off, everything, whatever. We're in a room. We don't know which room that we're in or anything like that, right? So we're standing in the middle of this room, right? And which way is the exit? I don't know, right? So what should I do? Should I stand there and do nothing?
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Okay. Or should I just take a step and move in some sort of direction? I don't even give a crap what direction that you're going in. Just pick a direction and go. You know what I mean? Because at some point you're gonna hit a wall. Maybe you can follow that to the exit, right? Action, right? Take action. You know what I mean? Just move, right? Just start with something, right? It doesn't matter what the hell that we do, as long as we're doing a little bit more than we did before. That's ultimately really my 2 cents on.
And there's a famous quote that goes along that line. It's not about a black room, but it's not about a dark room or anything. But it's kind of, what's that quote? Just show up.
Just show up.
Like for example, if you want to get your gym routine, just show up.
Yep.
Even if you just go in there and you don't even have a clue what you're doing, but you know what? You're there.
Yeah.
That's step one.
That's step one.
It's just like anything you do, this can relate to anything in life.
Yeah.
You want to get good at something.
Yeah.
Show up.
Yep.
I don't care where you start from. I don't care if you're good. I don't care if you suck. I don't care if it's impossible.
Yeah.
Show up.
Yeah. The problem I find is that, like, you know, like we wait for the perfect time, the perfect program, the perfect workout, the perfect whatever, right? And like, oh, let me do all this research and this and that and like whatever, right?
But trainers tell me they got the perfect routine.
Right? You know, like, but then, like, you know, the problem is that, like, you know,
You mean there's no perfect routine? There's
a lot of times, if we're waiting for that perfect time, if we're waiting for that perfect program or anything, right? Like, you know, like if we're waiting for life to fall in line, right? Which realistically, it's never going to happen. You know, like then the problem is that we never start, right? Because then the more that we start consuming information itself can become paralyzing, right? There's so much information out there, right? You know, like in which diet plan and which this and which that.
What's the saying? I even probably posted one day. I forget what it's called. Over-analysis paralysis or paralysis analysis or whatever.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is. Yes, like that.
Yeah.
You overthink it and then also you do nothing.
There's another quote too, right? Like, perfection is the enemy of good enough. Right?
I never heard
we
that.
try to be so perfect, right? Like, and we want to have everything fall in line so like.
One more time. What's that again?
Perfection is the enemy of good enough.
Perfection is the enemy of good enough.
Yeah.
I like that.
What does that mean? It's like, you know what? It's good enough to just start. Doing what? Doesn't matter. Start with something. Start with anything. Doesn't matter. Go for a walk. You know what I mean? Like, show up to the gym, like Shaun just said, right? Oh, but I don't know how to use any of the equipment. Okay, you know what? When you show up, you can probably look at something and be like, oh, you know what? I just have to push that sled? Oh, I think I can do that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We figure it out. Right? You're not going to figure it out by not showing up. Right? Oh, I'm going to learn how to use the gym where? At home?
Like no one ever, I don't know, if we want to just, any analogy in anything, say a sport, anything.
Yeah.
No one show up on the first day and we're the best.
No.
Like even, I don't know, like even say Michael Jordan, he
Yeah.
wasn't even the best player ever
Yeah.
when he first did, but he showed up.
Yeah.
And he practiced, he learned, he developed himself to be the best in the world, right?
Yeah.
Not that that's the goal, but you know what I'm saying. It just shows, no matter what it is you're trying to do, you're never going to know what to do at first.
No.
And if you did,
Yeah.
it's just not possible.
No, I was talking with one of my clients earlier today, right? And you know, one of the things that I said to him, like, you know, because we were talking about, like, you know, just like in terms of, like, you know, the way the brain works and our development, and, you know, like, oh, you know, like if we're good at something, if we're not good at something, or like whatever, right? It's like, you know what? Be brave enough to suck at something, right?
Woo, that's deep.
Try something new.
That's true. So I know, like, because we even think about it, just like we always gravitate to something we're good at. Or someone says,
Yeah.
even when you're younger,
Yeah.
oh JP, you're the funny guy.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden you think it's ingrained in your mind, you're the funny guy.
You're the
So
funny
now
guy.
any situation
Right.
where it's a little bit tense, you're gonna crack a joke. You're the funny guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
You feel comfortable in that
Yeah.
role.
Yeah.
But now if it becomes some different role, you're not comfortable in that because you were never told that. You were never.
Yeah.
I was never told I was the funny
Yeah,
guy.
exactly.
It's kind of like, I don't know where I heard that. I heard that made a comedian or something. Like, they always said I was the funny guy.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how they went down that road.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's almost like you'd be surprised on how you can mold someone from a young age just by saying you're that guy.
Yeah.
So imagine if you give them all positive reinforcement.
Or negative reinforcement.
Yes. So imagine if you give them all
Right.
positive reinforcement. Not saying you're a certain mold, like saying, like, this sounds cheesy. You can do anything you put your mind to. Because everyone's like, oh my God, that's ridiculous.
Right.
But you know what? It's ridiculous to us because we're all jaded.
That's true.
Because just imagine,
Yeah.
because even if I look back in my life, when I was younger,
Yeah.
I didn't overthink things. I just went.
Just go for it. Yeah.
But then, know what happened? Something happened and someone questioned me and someone did this and someone said I couldn't. And eventually I started second guessing myself.
Yeah.
And I don't just go off, I just don't
Yeah.
go crazy.
Yeah.
Like, that's a good thing and a bad thing, but
Yeah.
never put your limitations on, especially young people.
Yeah.
Don't, especially kids, do not put limitations on them.
Yeah.
Because we do that ourselves, because we think, oh, I couldn't do that, so how can my little kid do that?
And imagine this too, right? It just even on that note, right? And it ties into whatever we know or we think we know or we think we don't know or whatever, right? There's a lot of experience that we've accumulated over the years in a variety of different ways that we can channel to build something that's good, in whatever context that means, right? You know, because like, you know, like we're not sitting here just as 20-year-olds with only 20 years old of experience in life, right? You know what I mean? We're sitting here a little north of that, you know, with more experience, right?
I was ready to cut you off. You said my age.
You mean 29, right? Again. And
again and again.
And again and again. And
just
so,
you again.
and you know, so like, yeah, so basically like, you know, with, shit, I lost my train of thought.
We're not just 20-year-olds with knowledge.
With the experience. Oh, yeah. So, you know, like we could be sitting here, and I've done it myself too, like where we're sitting here second guessing or like whatever, right? We might have the tools. We might have the experience. We might have, you know, like the means to be able to try to, you know, like, you know, start something, build something, like, you know, like whatever, like, you know, whether it's business or otherwise, right? And, but we're sitting here second guessing ourselves, right? And we might have the capacity and you know, knowledge and everything to do it, right? Meanwhile, there's people that are out there doing the very things that we want to do, right? That don't have the knowledge, experience, or anything else going for them, right? They might even be idiots in a lot of ways, right? But they had the balls to just fucking start.
It's so funny you bring this up because I was just gonna, I was ready, I was trying to interject what I was gonna say, and I was gonna go right down the same path.
Yeah.
Because I was even thinking, because before when I was in my 20s, you'd think if I was older with the experience, people would take me more serious.
Right.
And now that we're older, we're like, if I was younger, I'd have the balls to make it happen.
Yes.
It's like, okay, so.
Yeah.
Because because even as I got older, even as far as a few years back, I'd always say, oh, they're just 20-year-olds, they don't know what the hell they're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're doing shit, they're making
They're
shit
doing
happen.
it. Yeah.
And that's something I envy. I envy that they have no fear.
Yeah.
They don't, they're making shit happen.
In some regard, it's almost like saying like.
And we also said you got to start somewhere,
You gotta start
and
somewhere.
you learn as you go.
Yeah.
So this person on fire doing crazy shit at 20, we might think, oh my God, how do you know this? But they're going to learn at a fast pace because they put themselves into the
They
fire.
jump in.
They're in.
Yeah.
We're sitting here watching. We're watching them be successful while we're doing bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah. In some ways, it's almost like saying like, you know what, like.
Not saying we're doing bullshit, but you know what I mean.
Well, yeah.
We're sitting here waiting while they're.
But like, you know, like
action.
in some ways, like you can say it's almost like, you know, like, well, they're doing that because they don't know any better. Okay, but if we stop and think about that statement for 1 second, right? Somebody might say it as a bad thing, as a negative thing, right? That, oh, they don't know any better, right? But then that could also be a good thing. Because you know what? They don't know any better. They don't know how they can fail. They don't know how this can all go south. They don't know all the shit that we're sitting here thinking of, all the what ifs, right? They're not thinking of the what ifs because they haven't done it.
Paralysis.
Over-analysis paralysis, right? They're just like, you know what? Oh, I want to do this thing. Let's go.
And you know what's funny? Like I love how you're saying this. That's exactly when I went back to the kids. I say when someone has an idea and they want to go for it, you fucking encourage
Just
them.
go.
Like instead of being an asshole, like our typical mindsets, we always hate because it's said that we always want to we put our limitations on everyone else. Like we think we can't do it, you can't do it either.
Yeah.
What makes you think you can do it?
Yeah.
You know what? The biggest thing that makes you think you can do it is just believing you can do it.
Yeah.
They don't think they can't.
No. That's it.
We're the jaded ones who think that we can't.
Yeah.
We gotta switch our mindsets.
Exactly.
What can't we do?
Yeah.
This world, yeah.
Yeah.
So if your kids think they, I don't know, you just had an example. I was here because I'm in and out of his gym, right? So I see him working with his clients, and he had a young boy here, a teenager.
Yeah.
How was he? 12 or 13? You know where I'm going with this?
Yeah. 11.
Okay, so he's 11.
Yeah.
And JP's telling the story, oh, he did this, he did that, he did this. He's doing fantastic. The kids feel like $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
His mom says, you did that?
Yeah.
JP, did he really do that?
Yeah.
So already if she was here with you, she would have said he couldn't do that.
True.
Do you know what I'm saying? She would, and it's not any fault of her own. She just believes that he can't do that.
Yeah.
But JP saw that
Because he's only 11 or he's whatever.
12 or
Yeah.
he's not.
Yeah.
Whatever. He can't do that because I see him every day. He can't do that.
Yeah.
Did he really push that weight? Because JP's telling, oh, he pushed a certain amount of weight, right?
Yeah.
She's like, did he really push that weight?
Yeah.
It's almost like JP's just making up a story to make him feel good. No,
Yeah.
he's telling a real story, right? So don't put limitations on people, right?
And the way that I described it the other way around was like,
And also, you were building this young guy up, and he was feeling like $1 million.
Oh yeah. And you know, like when, you know, in observing, you know, like, you know, he's a big, strong kid, right? And you know, so like as I'm taking him through a few different things, right? And it's just like, whatever preconceptions that we might have, you know, like that, you know, oh, because he's only 11, or he's only this, or he's only that, right? As long as he's doing things safely and responsibly, right? Like, you know, we're good to go, right? And you know, he, you know, when he's doing some of the lighter stuff, right? Because like, you know, I'm just getting familiar with him myself, and to, you know, like to do some of the lighter, more basic type of stuff, he's just like blowing through this, like he's not even bringing a sweat. Right? It's not work for him.
It wasn't a challenge.
It wasn't a challenge at all.
And he probably his workouts suck.
And then he's like, oh, can I do this? Right? Like, you know, like, and he'll point to another weight or whatever, right? And it's like,
but
I don't know.
The good thing it was you, because if it was his mom, he would have said, oh no, you can't do that.
Yeah. My thing was like,
because her mom's thinking, okay, she's probably thinking, I can't do that. How the hell's my 11-year-old going to do that?
Yeah.
No, your 11-year-old can live more than you. So sorry to tell you, he can't. He's 11 years old and he's strong.
And honestly, he has.
And also, if he wants to do it, don't stop him.
Yeah.
Don't you.
As long as he's safe and responsible, and he's not gonna get hurt, like whatever, right? He's, you know, he's under supervision.
Like, we're not saying go race across the street and see if we can beat the cars.
Yeah.
Like, we're just
But you know what? He's definitely raised the bar on a few of my other clients around here, right? Because then they see what he's doing, and it's just like, oh, wait a minute, right? You know, and you know, one of the things that so the way that I described it to her, I was saying, you know, because he's a big, strong kid, right? And you know, like around his friends, you know, like you know, even like so he's playing football, right? You know, like there's gotta be some degree of him, some aspect of him, where, you know, like most 11-year-old kids are not going to be as big or as strong as he is, so he's going to hold back, right? And so my thing was just more like, you know what, like let's give him an outlet.
To be like, I don't want to stand out, I don't want to hurt people, I don't know, I just want to be I want to fit in. So you know, when we get older, if we're stronger, more powerful, we want everyone to know. But when you're a kid, if you're not
hurt us. Like honestly, like you know, like he would hurt us
if we weren't prepared for it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We thought, oh, he's just a kid.
Even if we were prepared, right? Because he's strong. Like he's really strong.
Well, yeah. I think if he was out of control maniac,
you know, like you know, and yeah.
I mean, if he hits us, it's gonna be like, it's not like your little kid hits you. It's like, dude, you just hit me. And
no, it's gonna be like, oh. Like you're gonna be like,
no, I know,
you're gonna feel that, right? And so the way that I described it was like, you know what, like it's almost like if we took a stallion, right? Take a horse, right? Like, you know, like a freaking stallion, right? And you know, like the stallion's not made to be, you know, like not intended to be caged in all the time. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like he needs to run, right? He needs to fly. He needs to freaking like go for it, right? You know, big open field, whatever, right? And it's just like, buddy, have at it, right? And just boom, he breaks away, right? You know, like the feeling, you know, like that he would have, you know, like to just be like, you know what, top speed, whatever, like just go.
Well, I don't want to get too deep in this kid's story, but shit, I just tell by the kid he probably has a lot of insecurities, and this is his thing. Like, if he really works into this, this is his thing.
This could be a great outlet for him.
This is what he's what he's gonna excel at.
Yeah. And it goes a long way in terms of
his friends. His friends are like, oh wow.
Yeah.
If they knew how strong he was, because it's always a strong kid. It's like,
whoa,
it is.
You were talking about molding, you know, like you know, we're getting molded
and all of a sudden.
mindset. Yeah. You know, like all of a sudden, like the self-esteem starts, you know, going up a few notches, right? Because all of a sudden it's just like, oh damn, like, you know, like I found something that I enjoy, I'm good at, right? You know what I mean? Like it gives me that outlet, right? Like it's good shit.
Yeah.
Right? Oh yeah.
Where we're going with all this, right? Just
take action. Just get started, right?
Don't hold yourself back and don't hold others back. It's sort of what the theme is.
That's the big thing, right? Because yeah, like, I mean, like at the end of the day, like, you know, like when we're looking for too much information, we're always looking for, you know, like there's how many motivational posts are you gonna save? You know, like how many workout routines are you gonna save? how many of these different things, like images or, whatever, like, that you're going to use to, like, motivate you for one day for you to get started, right?
It's kind of like what a lot of trainers always say, stick to the program. Or what is it? Just believe in the program. Or what do people always say? Believe in the
process.
Believe in the process. Yeah, so stick to the program or believe in the process.
Yeah.
Like once you find that process, like or you come up with a program, even if it's with a trainer or it's with yourself, say if you did a little bit of research and said, this makes sense to me, and I'm gonna follow this routine or this program, stick to it. Or if your trainer puts you on something, believe in the process. Like stick to it, believe in the process, and follow it through.
Yeah.
Like don't always be looking for a quick fix. Like some people, they're just running around in a circle, right?
Yeah.
Because after a few weeks, I don't know if this is working. I'm gonna try this.
Yeah.
Buddy told me I should try this.
Yeah.
I just went on the internet. They said I should do this. This influencer said I should do this.
Yeah.
Now you don't even know what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
So you just gotta follow, find a system that works. Because everyone.
So what are you following right now? I'm following the vegan, carnivore, raw, whatever. Like, what are you doing? So you're a vegan carnivore. Okay.
Or you see a lot of other. I'm not gonna bash. I'm not gonna bash it. I'm just gonna bash it. It says, let's just say called ABC program. They're on ABC something. The next week they're on ABD something, and then they switch to JC whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like
they're all over the map.
It's all over the map, and then they're eating different foods too.
Yeah.
They're working out differently because they're
anything will pretty much work if you just stay consistent with it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's kind of like
it's the name of the game.
Back to that analogy, there's more than one way to skin a cat.
That's it.
Fitness is one of the craziest worlds. There's so many options.
Yeah.
Everyone's trying to just create a little niche, and they're tweaking things a little bit just to make it like their thing.
I made this up.
Or their marketing gimmick, right?
Yeah.
Just stick to the basics pretty much, and get started.
Yeah.
Because the basic could be something as simple as if you're inactive, you just started walking around the damn block. Just move. You just got started.
Get off your ass.
That's day one. Now you add on to that. Now you're doing 2 blocks. Now you're running 2 blocks. Now you're eventually walking to that gym that you're afraid of.
Yeah.
And the next thing you're walking in it. And the next thing you're doing a membership. I mean, I don't know. It's just step by step. Everyone's different. Some people just jump into shit real fast, and some people will take their time. Just step by step. Everyone's different. Some people just jump into shit real fast, and some people will take their time. I'm kind of I like to sneak up on things, and I'm just when we went back to that thing about gravitate towards things you're good at. I was always gravitating towards things I was good at. Oh, I'm good at this. Okay, I'll get into it. Oh, I'm not good at this at first.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I don't like that.
Yeah.
And that's not good. It's almost like, okay, what you weren't good at, that might be the one you should be challenging yourself the hardest at.
Yeah.
Because maybe you will be good at it.
Absolutely, right?
Just like it can work out well for you the first day one.
Don't be afraid to fail, right? Like in one of the previous episodes, we touched on that.
Everyone's afraid to fail.
No
one wants to fail.
But the difference of what we spoke about in one of those episodes, I can't remember which episode this was, but one of the things that we touched on over there is like there's a difference between failing and quitting.
Oh shit, yeah.
Right?
That's true.
And failing means that you're trying, that you're pushing your limits. You know what I mean? Like you're pushing outside of your comfort zone possibly as well. Because sometimes you'll fail even if you're doing something that you're good at. You know what I mean? Like
fail in that sense could be a win,
and it could be a win,
right?
Because we tend to learn more. You know what I mean? Like about ourselves and about the process when we fail.
Yeah.
Right? Because now it's just like, oh shit, okay, like, I tried it this way.
Because some of these entrepreneurs are like, okay, things are going, I can't wait till I fail because I know things are going to get better. Like they always want to fail.
Yeah.
When they look back on things.
When they look back.
They say, when I failed, in retrospect, when I failed is when I went to the next level. Like,
that's the best thing that could happen.
I went to the next level.
Yeah, sometimes like, like that failure in the moment, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like it's something that redirects you. Into potentially a different tangent altogether. But for some people, like it's like, there's another saying that can tie in over here, something like, like even if you failed, like, 100 times or 99 times or whatever the saying is, right? You know, like it's just that you happen to have found 99 ways that didn't work, right?
What is it saying? They always say, but I think the saying is wrong. It's something like if you fall down.
Yeah, fall down 7, stand up 8.
Yeah, I think if you fall down 7, you stand up 7. I think because someone even like did the math on that one time, that exact quote. Because if you fall down 7, you get up 8. And they said, okay, if I fall down 7, if I got up 8, that means I was already up. Because if I fall down 1, then I'm up. So if you fall down 7, you get up 7. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it's like, how the hell did that? But it doesn't. The impact. If I say fall down 7, get up 7, that's like that sounds weak.
That sounds
weak.
weak.
We say fall down 7, get up 8. It's like okay,
that's it.
But doesn't make sense. But it makes sense if you think about it. It doesn't make any sense because someone spent a post around on Instagram about that, and I'm like, oh, that's true. That doesn't make sense.
So what you're saying is that this person failed.
An extra time.
An extra time.
No, they actually got up again before they even fell down. Like
that's it.
That's weird.
Right? That's how good they are.
Yeah. Or they started down when they got up and fell down.
If I'm starting in a standing position, right? And if we count that as my initial stand up,
is the initial one. So stand.
Then we've got 8.
Okay, yeah. Okay. But you get the point.
That's it.
But I think you can't say fall down 7, get up 7. You have to say the 8 because it just sounds like you got up 1 extra time.
Yeah, you got up more than you failed.
Yeah, right? That's the whole idea.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're gonna win more than you lose, whatever.
Yeah,
in the long run.
And you know another one, like it's all about sayings today, right? Another one that I had come across from before, right? It's just like, you know what, like, so even if you fall, even if you fail, right? And instead of quitting, right? Because that's not going to get you any further for sure, right? You know, like if you're going to get back up and you're going to try again, right? You know, like this time you're coming at it with experience.
Oh shit! There we go.
Because you've already failed, right? So you already know what happened.
Well, they say, well, let's go with sayings here.
That's it.
You don't win. You don't lose. You learn.
You learn. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's no such thing as winning and losing. You don't lose. You learn. If you don't win, you lose. You learn.
Yeah.
How's it go?
Yeah.
It's just a learning lesson. Every time you lose, it's a learning lesson. It's not a loss.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I mean, like if you think about it, okay, so like, you know, if you're gonna go back,
if you're gonna win, you don't learn anything from it. You're like, okay, I'm gonna keep doing the same.
Yeah.
It worked out perfect.
Yeah.
But then it's like, oh, what just happened there?
What just happened?
And now I know, okay, there's what went wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. If we tie it back into even with UFC, right? We see this all the time, right? You know, like guys that'll come in on a streak, right? I'm predicting this is going to happen with Alex Pereira at some point or another, right? Like if it's not going to happen with Adesanya,
he's going to learn soon,
right? He's going to learn pretty soon, okay? Because like all you got to do, like, you know, like at this point in his career,
a strong grappler is going to
have someone who's going to put him on his ass.
Yeah, they haven't. Because they were set. Let's go to UFC now.
That's it.
So with Pereira, they knew right when they brought him into the UFC that they wanted to get that matchup with Adesanya.
He was fast tracked.
So they fast tracked him by all strikers.
Yep.
And
he's an animal as a striker.
Oh, you do not want to strike with this guy.
No.
Because even when he got to Adesanya,
yeah.
What's Adesanya? He's a striker.
Yeah.
But he's also got good takedown defense, but he doesn't need to use it with this guy. So that's why he handled all the other guys so well. Yeah. So he's a standout in that way that he will still continue to do good, but this might be his kryptonite, right?
Yeah.
So what are you saying about him?
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, like it's like, you know, for Alex Pereira to continue to win, you know, like even for himself, he's not going to really learn anything, right? Because
he needs to get takedown and manhandled.
Oh yeah.
And he's going to say, because he's going to come across a guy like a Combs or even like a Burns.
Yeah.
Or something again?
Gilbert Burns.
They're going to take him down, and he's not going to get up.
No.
Whether he gets submitted or not, even if he doesn't get submitted, he's just going to be manhandled on the ground for like 5 rounds.
Yep.
Or 3 rounds.
Frustrated to shit.
And then he's going to realize, and he's going to lose.
Yeah.
He's going to say to everybody, "Oh my God, he just hugged me on the ground." Yeah. That's what they always say.
Yep.
No, it's called he beat you in a technique that you couldn't stop him.
You couldn't do anything.
He manhandled you.
Yeah.
They always say, "Oh, whatever, he hugged me on the ground all day." That's bullshit. No, you got to work on that.
You got to work on that.
You
got exposed.
You got exposed.
Yeah.
And it may not happen for a while because the striking is so good.
Yeah.
You've got to get past that.
You
Once
gotta
you
get
get past that,
Yeah.
because speaking of that,
Yeah.
they even say that Adesanya, this is all. So as we know, the Adesanya, they had a bit of a rivalry back in the day when they were kickboxers.
Yeah.
So what's his name, Pereira? So Adesanya and Pereira did fight, just, it was not even that long ago, like a month ago or so, 2 months ago? I don't know, it could have been long.
It was a few months ago because we're coming up, April 8th is going to be the next showdown.
Yeah, so they're fighting. So Adesanya is basically winning this whole fight. Like, basically. Like, every round he's winning by points. Like, it's a striking fight. It's 100% a striking fight. There might be the odd, it was weird with the odd takedown because everyone was like, what is going on here?
Almost had him out there at one point.
Oh yeah, he almost had him on the feet.
Right.
So it was a straight right, and then the bell rang or whatever for between rounds.
Yeah,
so
saved Pereira.
Saved by the bell kind of thing.
Yeah.
But then, so Adesanya's just taking him out, and everything's going just perfectly. But when it comes to these crazy strikers, and also these guys like Pereira who have no quit in them, they're not done until the final last second.
That's it.
Like, they're fighting until it's over.
Oh yeah.
They're dangerous until it's over.
Yeah.
And then he catches them. There's probably like a minute left, a minute and a half. I'm not sure exactly. A minute and a half left in the 5th round.
Yeah.
And he just tags Adesanya.
Yeah.
And then Adesanya's like weaving off the ropes. And he's doing some weird stuff with his
cage,
head down. Cage, right? He's doing some weird things with his head down, and the referee said, "Oh my God, he's out of
His
it."
hands are here. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. So it was weird, but Adesanya was saying, "Oh, I was just trying to weave, and I was okay." But even Adesanya's coach, I said no, he wasn't okay.
Yeah.
Like it was a right call.
Yeah.
Like they didn't fight the call. Adesanya did at first because he's like, I was moving. Yeah, but you're moving with your hands just sort of hanging.
Yeah.
Like you're just moving out of instinct.
You're not protecting yourself, like
exactly.
in a
What's it
smart
called?
way.
Protect yourself at all times.
Protect yourself at all times, right?
Yeah. So he wasn't really doing that. So it was a good call.
And it's not like he didn't take any shots, right? Like in that moment.
Oh, he was getting hit.
It's not like everything's going like this, like, and then they stopped the fight. He didn't even land once. No, he landed a few.
But they were saying basically the people that are watching, the people that are experts in the MMA community are saying he was eventually just going to get hit and knocked out.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like, it was just
a matter of time.
they basically say to him it was a smart move. That's what the referee, the coach were even thinking. That was a smart thing for his career. Just stop it. There's no need because it was just inevitable.
Yeah.
Like because he had like another minute left or something.
Yeah.
Like he's going to connect.
And he looked like he was out of gas too.
Yeah, he looked like he was done.
Yeah.
And this guy was coming on like a savage.
Yeah.
Like he was going to kill this guy.
Yeah. Basically.
Like it's basically we saved your life.
He smelled blood, right? It's like a shark coming in.
Yeah, he's the type of guy, once he's on the kill, that's it.
That's it.
So Adesanya lost.
Yeah.
And then Pereira got the belt.
Yeah.
And I think Pereira only fought like maybe 3 times in the UFC. If that, did he fight 3?
He hasn't
He had
fought
one
much,
fight, then he fought Shaun Strickland before that, where he beat him up on the ground, standing up too. Because even Shaun Strickland was Joe Ryan's going to try to wrestle him, but then he's just Shaun Strickland's a maniac too. He just loves brawling. The fight was just all straight.
Okay, let's go there. On his ass.
Yeah, he said you didn't see it coming. He's like, you want to gets knocked out, doesn't even see it. Like, that was it. He was almost embarrassed. Like he's like,
What just
had
happened?
a game plan, but that wasn't it.
Yeah.
So he kind of was fast striking. He fought all strikers right up to that match, right? Mm-hmm. But we don't even know. Maybe he does have a ground game because he does work with
Nogueira, I think.
No, not Nogueira.
No. Damn it, but
I'm blanking too because we're going on a tangent.
I see his face in my head.
So do I. And he had the belt.
He's the former champ in the heavyweights.
Light heavyweights.
In the light heavyweights. Teixeira,
Glover Teixeira,
Yeah.
So that's his coach.
Yeah.
And he's like amazing on the ground. That's his thing. Like he wants to get you on the ground.
Yeah.
And he's going to take you out.
Yeah.
So they're saying he's working with him, and Glover's saying he's doing really well. They're saying you're going to be surprised if he ever gets in position of what he can do on the ground.
Yeah.
So are we going to be surprised? I don't think so, but
I don't think so either.
I think he's going to be surprised when someone
you can work with a good coach, but I mean,
it's like surprised.
So you're telling me, because by this analogy, okay, you're telling me if I go work with like some kind of like, I don't even know what Teixeira is at, right? But like like some, let's say some like 4th degree, 6th degree, black belt, jujitsu, something, whatever. He can just download into me, like the Matrix. He's gonna download all his information into me. So in a matter of a few months,
well, now that my conspiracy friends are out there,
I'm gonna be able to, like, we insert like the. Right?
What's it say?
The eye?
You have something like that. You're sort of sit there like this, like what's that? Good Lord.
But yeah, like, I mean, like, you know, like all of a sudden he's going to download all that information, and so in a matter of
I'm gonna get
months,
banned on YouTube just for that joke.
Right, just for that.
If I put that in,
in a matter of a few months, he's going to download all this information. So now I too am a black belt.
yeah.
In just a matter of a few months, right? You need the experience, right? Like,
Yeah, because a lot of these grapplers, when they say they've been practicing, they've been doing it, they've been doing it since 5.
yeah.
Or even John Jones said when he in his post-fight interview, he's been wrestling since he was 12, and that was starting late.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And these guys are starting at 25.
Yeah.
So Pereira's going to take up grappling at
But in 6 months, this guy's going to just like all of a sudden like he's going to shock the world.
So basically, where I was going with this, I don't know where I'm going with it, but where I'm going with this is that they're saying that Adesanya has been like really working on like putting on muscle mass and grappling,
Strength.
So they're thinking maybe in this fight.
I mean, there is a strength discrepancy between the two.
Because they think that he might go for some grappling right away instead of trying to ego fight.
Well, it would be smart. Yeah, ego fight is the right way to look at it, right? Because Ronda Rousey did that a few times.
Oh my God!
Right?
She even got in her head that she was a good striker until she met up.
Because she was going up against like some of those lower.
Who's the girl who just pieced her up badly?
Nunes.
Amanda
Nunes.
Oh my God! It was scary.
She had no business doing that.
And I think that was her last fight, wasn't it? Was that the fight?
Yeah. She came back for that fight.
What do you think about the time when? How do you feel? Because this is a really good topic too. How do you feel about how Ronda Rousey handled that? Basically, she went into like hiding. She wouldn't talk to no one. She was depressed. What do you think about all that? Like, how do you think she handled it? Some of these she didn't do any interviews after. Like, she just sort of ran away from the ring and jumped in her car. She wouldn't do any press.
Yeah.
Whereas some of these champions are saying you gotta handle it like you handle losses. What does they say? Everyone's different, right?
Yeah, you're gonna handle it with grace or like whatever.
Yeah, because some people are like, oh my God, I can't believe how she handled that. That's ridiculous. She's not a true champion. Like some people are saying that, whereas others don't know what to say.
But I would say that probably just from I don't know a whole lot about Ronda Rousey and her whole background or whatever, right? But of what I do know of her, right? Like, or at least the impression that I have, is that she's always been really good at some of the stuff that she participates in, right?
Oh, she has a high level of expectation on herself.
She has a high level of expectation on herself. Her mom
was a champion.
Was like a champ, and trained her and everything, right? So like the level, like it's not okay. So even about maybe possibly the whole molding the child thing. Maybe this is where that works in too, right? If I'm a champ and you're my kid.
And I'm raising you as you are the champ.
Raising you as the next big thing, or whatever, right? Like, no, you're not gonna go try this or this where you're gonna suck. You're only gonna do this and you're only gonna win.
Yeah, right? Because we don't even know how, for example, when she had a loss when she was a kid, how was it handled? We don't know.
Did she lose? I don't
know. She lose? I don't know.
You know what I mean?
Well, she got like third in the Olympics, so she got bronze medal in the Olympics, but she didn't get a gold. She got the bronze. Yeah. So how did people around her?
And she took that really hard too, right? Because I think that's in her book.
Oh, right. I didn't read her book, so I shouldn't say much about her. I shouldn't comment much about her, but I'm just commenting on what I hear and what I see.
I didn't read it. I didn't read the book either, but from what I had heard,
as long as she was a good, I think it's more sportsmanship and winning and losing, not how you handle it. It's how you handle it with the other athletes, right? So I can't remember if she was a good sport. She must have been. I don't think she said anything bad about Amanda Nunes after.
No, I don't think she said anything bad.
It's just about her. It's all, if it's internal, how are we to judge that, right? Like how she takes the situation is not whether she's a good person.
And part of the problem that
but if she had bad sportsmanship, then I can see it coming down hard on her. But she did.
What happens with a lot of athletes, obviously, like we've seen it like a few different times, right? Is that the athletes identify as just whatever it is that they're doing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's their sport. Like I'm a judo champ. I'm a UFC champ. Like whatever. Like I win. This is what I do.
And that's right for your retirement too, right? Or either
early
retirement or forced retirement.
Forced retirement.
They're not like. They're let
because then afterwards it's like, then what do I do?
They feel like worthless. And eventually there is going to be an end.
Yeah, and if this is all you've ever been from the time that you've been a kid, then who are you when that all of that goes away? right?
So true.
And that's a big thing that a lot of athletes will run into, right? And so like I know she struggled in the past with a lot of mental health issues and whatnot,
She seems to be doing good now, right? She's with WWE. She's doing a lot of her own things. She's living on the farm. I don't know her whole story because you don't really hear much about her as much anymore.
Yeah.
Because that was all fresh in my mind maybe 10 years ago.
She had a kid, I think, too, right?
Oh, maybe, yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm all lost.
Yeah.
But she was definitely, like, she came out of nowhere like a fucking...
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what I was going to say. She came in like a wrecking ball. She just came out of nowhere. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Because Dana White used to always say, she said, I'll tell you one thing and one thing for sure. We will never have women's fighters in the Ultimate Fighting Championships. And I will tell you that never.
Yeah.
He even said, like, that's serious. Like, I'll find that video.
Yeah.
He said never.
Never.
And it was so, it wasn't even like I don't think we'll ever have it. It was never.
So definitive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then also, but then she just sort of like kept approaching him, and then she was such a, like, it was that one, you don't even see that one person, like, that's the person. She was the person just to bring out
the face of the division.
A woman's MMA, right? It must have been weird. I don't know how she would have felt about it. Didn't they create a belt? They created the belt, but they gave it to her right away without even a fight. Because she went into that fight as a champion, that first fight ever for women's fighting.
I can't remember if, because
they literally gave the belt to Mary. Saw the clip just recently. It was like floating around. I was like, did they really just give it to her? That's weird, because they wouldn't do that now.
Because she was a champ, I forget who she fought with before. If it was Strikeforce?
It was probably going to be Strikeforce, Invicta, or WEC.
Yeah.
Or WEC.
I feel like maybe Strikeforce.
Yeah, it was one of those ones off.
Because she was the champ already there, so it's like, like you're taking on the champ, and it's like, you just get.
Well, they want to put a belt on the line, but they could have just put a belt on the line. But I guess they want to make her the champ because they had, everything was like, it was all riding on her.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't she almost get like, somehow the Carmouche, she fought Carmouche her first fight. Carmouche somehow ended up on her back, and it was like shocking.
Yeah.
And I think like Ronda Rousey was in trouble for a minute.
Yeah.
But somehow she got out and then got an armbar. But when she got in the armbar, it was just so fast. Her armbar at first was just, like, or even near the end, like, as long as she's on the ground, that armbar was happening.
Oh, yeah.
Like if she got you on the ground, that's it. You would never see anyone get out of this situation.
And the funny thing back then was like,
her striking.
She's not going to go for a choke. She's not going to go for a leg lock. She's not going to go for like this, that, or the other. Right? It's the armbar.
I think now she.
And you know what's coming.
But now they're against the women's division.
Oh, it's so elevated.
Like she would.
Yeah. Like, that was part of the thing back then, right? Is that like
now you don't even see armbars that often because they're all getting out of on guys. You don't see that often with guys. You see guillotines more. You see armbars. Armbars is very rare.
True. Yeah.
Because these guys have all that's been around so long. They've all known how to get out of it.
Yeah.
They don't panic.
Yeah.
Panic is the problem, right?
Yeah.
As soon as you panic, you're done.
You're done.
Like they slowly just.
Yeah, change the angle.
It's like this slow movement.
Yeah.
And it's like takes about a minute, then okay, it's out.
Yeah.
Is that a hustle? It's the slowest process you've ever seen.
Yeah.
Unless you see an opening, you just get out real quick.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Carmouche almost like ended all that.
All the hype.
The fairy tale hype and all this stuff.
Yeah.
That would have been terrible.
Yeah.
But that's the beauty. But then again, what they would say is that's the beauty of sports. Shit happens that we don't expect.
You never know.
Because if it's fate, we could have planned all that. If it was WWE, we'd make it all happen exactly how we want it to happen.
Yeah. The disadvantage, almost in a way, to some of these fighters, right? It's like back in the day we had Gina Carano.
Oh yeah.
Right, from Strikeforce, right? Until she ran into Cyborg.
Oh.
Right. Yes. So Ronda Rousey, obviously there, especially through the beginning part of it. And now we just saw it, we just spoke the other day about Valentina Shevchenko.
Yes.
Right? And it's almost
she
like
looked unstoppable, unbeatable. It's not impossible.
Yeah.
It's like, when I saw her get choked out, I was like, what just happened? Did that just happen?
Yeah.
No. I was dating Valentina Shevchenko.
Oh shit!
I was literally dating her.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I can talk about this on video. I can edit this out. I had a freaking crazy dream. This is not even, I just woke up. You fall asleep on the couch, you wake up, and it's like, something seems so true.
Oh, yeah.
Somehow I was dating Valentina Shevchenko.
Oh, shit.
I was literally dating her.
Yeah.
And it was like so real. I woke up like, is she over there? Like,
is that you?
It wasn't like anything crazy. There wasn't no like wild dream.
Yeah,
it was a dream like that we were a couple.
Yeah.
Like I was like literally dating her.
Yeah. This is just the
like
thing.
she's over, we're doing things.
Yeah. Wow.
And then you think, do I jump on social media and text her right now? No. I just had a dream.
Valentina, if you're watching.
Yeah, if you're watching.
Holla.
But then I was actually thinking about that later. I was thinking, that'd be a messed up relationship because she is so freaking tough. Like, how would that go? Like, how would it go if a girl and she's gonna be an aggressive person? She has to be. You're just like Chael said always, you're a cage fighter. You're not a nice girl.
Yeah.
Nobody's
a strong personality. Like she's a
strong person, and she's the best fighter in the world.
Yeah.
And she's close to my side. He's like, how would that go down?
Yeah.
Like, would I be able to feel like the man in the relationship? I don't know, because I've never been in a situation.
Yeah,
How would that go down?
Yeah. If you step out of line,
she's gonna kick my ass. And it wouldn't be a joke. Like, I literally would have to accept the fact that she could literally take me.
done.
And she's gonna be a little bit smaller, but not a lot.
Yeah.
Because she fights at 125, but she's fought at 135. So she probably floats around 140. And she's a little bit shorter, so she's gonna be, and she's pretty
If
much.
she's only cutting 5 pounds.
That's for 135. She always fights at 125, but I think she went up just for a few fights.
Yeah. No, but I'm saying, like, even to walk around at 140, right? Like, you know, if she's only cutting from 40 to 35.
Well, that's not her typical weight class.
That's true. Yeah.
Typical weight class 125, so she can get down there, so you know she's not crazy.
She's not huge. Yeah.
She can make 145. Let's say.
Yeah. Yeah.
What am I? 160 or something, right? So you're close, my size.
Yeah.
You're basically my size.
Yeah.
And you're like, that would just be crazy. And her technique, she did like, if she wanted to, like,
Yeah.
like if you try to be the man, she'd be like,
Hey, she'll snap you.
that's just weird. But then again, that doesn't happen in male-female relationships either, right? Like the man just would beat up a girl because she walked out of line. So so I don't think there would be that. Or like, it would just, but I just as a man, could you handle that, knowing that she could do that?
Yeah.
Would you be able to handle that as a man, or would she have to date? Because usually girls like her, you would think, I don't know if it's true, but you would think they date like, it's true, but you would think they date like big guys who are probably the same type of thing, who are
Maybe.
big and scary and strong.
Yeah.
Because there was a love triangle with John
Oh, that's
Jones.
what I was gonna say. Like, well, rumor has it.
John Jones, so there's a huge size difference there, and a huge, like she's definitely gonna be the little girl in the relationship.
Good lord.
I know it's funny. God, this is gonna go long. We're gonna go into round 3 on this. Another thing that's funny, because they were talking about Shevchenko, the love triangle. We talked about that last episode, love triangle. John Jones, Shevchenko, and Holly Holm.
Yeah.
We were saying, would the super fight would be those two. Okay, I was looking around the internet. They actually fought before, and Shevchenko beat her. So they have fought before.
Oh yeah.
And so that kind of takes away that whole mystique of it if they fought again.
I don't remember yet.
But no one's bringing that up because everyone forgets because they're trying to sell the super fight. No, but they've already fought.
Yeah.
And Holly Holmes is like naturally a bigger person than her, so they probably Shevchenko would have went to 135 to fight her.
Yeah.
But Shevchenko beat her, and I think beat her up.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't see the fight, but I saw them standing there at the end of the fight, and Holly Holmes was all beat up.
Oh yeah.
So it's almost like Shevchenko literally kicked her ass. But
Yeah.
this was years ago,
Yeah.
before the love triangle.
Yeah.
So Holly Holm, so I don't know if that's really the big super fight they're saying. It would be a super fight just because.
I've actually lost track of Holly Holm, you know, because like
I felt like she left for a while.
yeah, because even when all of this, like, you know, when you mentioned it, like the one time there, like I'm just even thinking to myself, like,
she's still around.
Is she still around? Is she even fighting anymore?
I don't even know when the last time I saw her fight was.
Because she wasn't young.
Basically, you see her like once every couple of years fighting.
She wasn't young when she came.
No, like she's got to be in her 40s right now.
Right?
She gotta
Gotta be, probably, yeah, for sure.
be. Because she beat Ronda Rousey, didn't she too? She's one of the head kickers.
Oh yeah.
She head kicked her.
Yeah.
And then she's all over the place.
Yeah.
That's how Holly, or did she choke her out? I feel like she knocked her down and choked her out. But she probably
may have been. Yeah. But Ronda was out from the kick.
Yeah.
Right? So like the kick messed her up, right? And that's how Holly Holm won the title, right?
And it really, once that started happening, you started saying, okay, her stand-up game is weak. Mm-hmm. And then her coach was telling her.
Well, because now she started actually going against actual strikers.
Yeah, so they don't want to go to the ground.
Right? He's like a championship kickboxer, right? Like,
it's kind of like Ben Askren, right? Like I don't even think she was as one size Ben Askren was. Ben Askren really was.
He was one-dimensional. Yeah.
One-dimensional, is it?
Yeah.
I don't think she was that bad, because she did have a little bit of striking, because they did even show her knock people out, but it was always like people that just weren't good. Because at the beginning of UFC, just like at the beginning of a women's division, just like anything that at the beginning, there's always, the caliber is not going to be as high.
The caliber was not.
So they're bringing in girls and she just beat them up.
Yeah.
Or she'd throw them down her arm, it's that easy.
Yeah.
But now, if you brought her back into the game now,
no,
it's
past her.
Even Chill and them were saying she wouldn't even be a top 10 fighter.
Yeah. Yeah.
But she did what she was supposed to do, right?
She did what she was supposed to do. She elevated a lot of like the ladies' game.
And she's got like the good, like, she's not really a trash talker, but an attitude talker. If that makes any sense. Like, she'd walk into the attitude, she'd come in like this.
Yeah.
She'd walk into the ring like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, she came in, she's like a sort of a female version of the Terminator or something. But,
Yeah.
she's fairly attractive too,
Yeah.
right? And she'd come in like the long blonde hair.
Yeah.
But she'd always have it braided up, but you see her in the interviews and stuff, she'd wear the dress and long blonde hair. And
Oh yeah.
she's
pretty
well spoken.
Yeah.
She's like charismatic and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, she was great for the sport.
Yeah. Exactly.
I don't know where we're going with this, but all I'm saying is Valentina was my girlfriend.
That's it. There you go, right?
Ladies holla.
Holla at your boy.
Maybe had a single way too long.
That's
but
it.
I'm having dreams about Valentina Shevchenko, and she's
That's
over
it.
30, so that's good.
Oh, that's good stuff.
So a step in the right direction.
There you go.
And blonde hair. Okay, go ahead.
All right.
So what are we gonna say? We're gonna talk about another fight. Let's just throw one more fight there.
This weekend,
Yeah, who's coming up this
Leon Edwards and.
that'd be good. Will it be good? I have a hard time watching these guys. Neither one would really excite me on the mic or how they talk. Like somebody, if I see Leon Edwards, I try hard to watch this guy,
Yeah.
but I just press by. But if you got a Connor there, you're like, whoa, let's go to the TV, or Shaun O'Malley, you're like, whoa, what's he saying?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like you won't miss it. You'll watch the thing from the beginning to the end.
Yeah.
Or Chael Sonnen starts talking and get into the end.
Yeah.
Any one of these guys are they're charismatic and they just, I don't know.
Yeah.
Leon Edwards doesn't have that.
Yeah.
But he's a champ now, so it's interesting. His story's great,
It's a great story.
but he doesn't really sell himself.
I read something about. I think Kamaru Usman was actually saying.
Kamaru Usman once in a while is entertaining to me, but most of the time I don't find him
Yeah, most of the time he's
But
not.
sometimes
Yeah.
he entertains me.
Yeah. One of the things
Like
that
today, I
he
tried to watch the interview. He didn't entertain me.
Oh yeah.
I don't even remember what he said. Like,
Yeah.
I even let it play when I was like making food and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I usually listen to him, and if you like it, you remember it.
Yeah.
I don't remember what the hell he's talking about. All that, but I do remember him talking about fashion. And that's not good that you watch a UFC fight and I remember that he talked about fashion.
Yeah.
Because he said he loves fashion also.
Yeah.
That's all I remember.
Yeah.
Oh, he said he's going to beat up Leon Edwards.
Yeah.
He said if he knows that I beat him up both those fights we had, but he got that one kick in.
Yeah.
But I beat him for the rest. Yeah, but he got the one kick in.
You got the one kick in. Yeah.
All that matters is who won, who lost.
That was the thing that I was going to mention too, right? Is that like for him to like he said something along the lines of that there's nothing really that's going to change from the last fight, right? Because it's for like.
Also, you're going to get knocked out, you mean?
All 4 rounds, what I mean? Like all for whatever minutes it was, right? Because it was right at the end of the last round, right?
There's probably a minute and a half left or something.
Something like that, right? So basically for 4.5 rounds,
Head kick dead.
Yeah, right? For 4.5 rounds.
Sorry. Headshot dead.
Right?
That's a real Jamaican thing. Headshot dead.
That's it.
The way Leon Edwards said it, that was the best moment for Leon Edwards.
Oh yeah, his entire life.
Even that saying, like that quote, that Rocky moment.
Oh yeah.
That was the biggest thing he's ever done.
That's his George Costanza.
Just live off, and that's
I'm
it.
out of here.
He should just walk off and
Just walk off, like retire.
If he's got enough money, just walk away.
Yeah, that's it.
Especially if he wins this rematch. Just
Oh yeah,
just
yeah.
walk off the sunset.
Yeah, it's all down.
But don't do it because he's going to make money. Because he's still
Yeah.
going to make money. But he's going to make money if he loses, right? But
Yeah.
But if the money wasn't the object, you just walk away right there.
Oh yeah.
But money's
At the peak of
he's got a championship fight. It's going to be huge.
Yeah.
Huge money. Huge payday.
Yeah.
So what are you saying?
Because Kamaru Usman even said basically for the most part Kamaru basically dominated that whole fight.
I thought it was done. Most people thought it was done. Even the commentators were talking about,
oh yeah, let's just wrap this up.
I think he's just trying to like survive the 5 rounds.
Yeah.
It's over for him. He's mentally checked out.
Yeah.
He's mentally checked out. Within a minute of saying that, he mentally checked him out.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Dead.
That's it. Right? So I mean, like, if anything, I think, like, Usman would know, okay, like, don't be stupid, don't get sloppy, right? Stay focused.
Well, he was saying in the interview today, so I do remember something.
Yeah.
He was saying one thing he learned was, he was just joking around, just keep my hands up.
Hands up. Yeah.
Hands up at all times.
Right? This guy, right, like, whether you want to believe it or not, right, like, because, like, if you take him for granted or whatever, but he does have the power, maybe not in the hands, but definitely in the leg, because there's proof now, right? It's like, he can knock your ass out.
I've seen, because Lee and I were just damn good. When you see him fight people at the next level down, he just beats the hell out of them.
Oh yeah, he walks through.
Like, easily.
Yeah.
And I remember Nate Diaz saying he could beat him, like, oh my God, Nate.
Yeah.
Didn't they have a fight, they stopped it for something with Nate Diaz?
But Nate got this close to stopping
Leon
Edwards at the end.
Oh yes, right. He was beating the hell out of him, like, badly, but at the end he got Daisy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember if it was the bell that
but that's all. For someone Nate is such a superstar, that's all you need, just that moment.
Just that moment.
Because I was saying, okay, for another round, he was done.
But
I think if you rewatch it, he's hurt, but he
the bulk of that fight,
he recovers.
That bulk of the fight,
he wouldn't have got knocked out.
Did nothing.
Well, got beat up badly.
Yeah.
Outclassed.
Yeah.
Not even shouldn't have been there. It looked like
he had like a solid.
But the problem is,
like 20, 30
just
seconds.
like with Kamaru Usman.
Yeah, it's just that little bit.
You relax just for a moment, because if you're beating up a guy that badly, you're like, okay, whatever.
Just
you kind of shake your head at him.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, boom.
Yeah.
Because anything can happen at any
moment. Yeah. They're professional fighters.
Yeah. It's like you lose your concentration or showboat for just too
that
much.
Minute. Yeah, that little bit.
Because basically, fight to the end.
Yeah.
No matter who it is.
Yeah.
Because if he's still standing there, he can take you out.
Yeah.
And there's proof there.
Exactly.
Leon Edwards got lucky with Nate Diaz.
Yeah.
Kamaru Usman did not get lucky.
Did not get lucky.
Because some people do get lucky.
Yeah.
Because that was a lucky, not lucky, because it was still a professional fighter kicked you into with a headshot.
Yeah.
That's not luck. He's talented.
Yeah.
Basically, like what Chael Sonnen always meant. We got trained killers.
Yeah.
In a cage. Yeah. What do you think's going to happen?
Yeah.
These people are trained killers.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. Trained killers.
Yeah.
In a cage.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're acting like they're nice guys.
Yeah.
They come out of there saying, oh, thank you, God, and all this stuff. They're trained killers.
Yeah. That's it.
You gotta say it. Trained killers in a cage.
That's it.
Like anything can happen.
Yeah.
You don't relax when you're across the ring from a trained killer.
That's it. Right?
In a cage.
Did we mention he's a trained killer?
Trained killers. The basically they are. When we were younger, and people used to say they trained for, they joke around about it. I think people would sort of talk about MMA fighting. They always call it like ninjas. Well, I have a buddy who's trained to be a ninja.
Yeah, right.
And people would talk about it like, oh yeah, what, they're ninjas.
What's
Because that's what they used to call these guys that were MMA fighters. They had no term for it back then.
Oh yeah, right.
They did all that martial arts.
Cage fighters.
There wasn't even that back then.
Yeah.
They were called ninjas. Because I remember I used to work, I was probably like 20 years old, and I used to work in like a banquet hall bar type thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this one girl would say, yeah, my brothers, they train in like, I don't know, somewhere. Not right here, like in another country, they're ninjas.
Yeah.
But how she described it was basically what these guys are doing now, but back then that didn't exist.
Oh yeah.
Because this was like back in the 90s, right?
Yeah.
So this stuff didn't exist, what they're talking about. Like we didn't know what MMA was.
Yeah.
I don't think it was even called that. That was a term that they came up with.
Well, because even
They
in
were
that first UFC,
she would talk about like breaking arms and choking them out, and she would talk about all this crazy stuff. I thought, oh, these are fucking basically. I was myself,
savages.
They're nuts. These guys are fucking maniacs. You never heard of this stuff. They're basically trained to kill people.
Yeah.
Like ninjas. She basically called them ninjas.
Yeah.
They're a ninja school.
Yeah.
They didn't know what to call it. They called it ninja school.
That's it.
So they were trained fighters. Yeah. So now that's even like a sport now.
That's
what's crazy.
All right.
These literally, you don't want to get in a fight with these guys. They're literally trained to kill.
That's it.
And the funny thing is, like, some people will mess with these guys on the street. Like, that is just...
Yeah, they'll test themselves.
That's not smart, right? Like, hey, Nate Diaz, you
liquid
punk.
courage.
Like, he would literally, like, just, like... What slaps you call it?
Oh yeah.
It's slap.
Compton slap.
You give me a Compton slap, I fall right in my ass.
That's it.
That'd be it.
Done.
I'm like, okay, well,
Yeah.
I guess I learned.
That's it. That's it.
I don't know, shit. Was there anything else? Did we finish that Leon Edwards story or?
I think, yeah. It's coming up, so the rematch is coming up, right?
Is it this weekend?
This weekend.
Is it March 18th?
March 18th, I think. Yeah. Let's double check the date here.
So yeah, March 18th, so this coming up Saturday. Leon Edwards faces Kamaru Usman. 18th is the big fight.
Yeah.
What is it, UFC
good stuff.
286?
This is UFC 286, yeah.
UFC 286. Leon Edwards against
Kamaru Usman.
And what's the next fight below it?
3. Just engaging. And
Masvidal's down further? Or he's not on that card?
that's April 8th. That's on the Adesanya.
Oh, that is Adesanya.
Yeah.
So who's he fighting again? The next fight down?
Rafael Fiziev.
Who's that guy again?
Just engaging.
Oh, Justin Gaethje. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah. So we were talking about Rafael. How do you say his name?
Fiziev.
Fiziev.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that'd be a good fight. Justin Gaethje's a killer, but this other guy's more of a really technical, right?
Yeah.
He's he's really technical. Who do you think's gonna win that?
That's gonna be hard to say because the
Gaethje is just like a beast.
well, and one of the things that one of the ways that I saw it described was the guy that won't die, which is Gaethje, right? Because he'll take shots left, right, and center, right? And he's still standing there. It's like, what the hell, right? So the guy that won't die against a trained killer in a cage, right? Because Fiziev is just a monster, right? So it's like something's got to give here, right? So we'll see what's up.
Fiziev is good. He's
Right.
good. He's got good movement too, right?
Should be a good weekend for fights.
I could almost see it as because Fiziev is so technical and is good with movement. I could see him taking him out
Yeah.
because Gage is going to come after like a wild bull or something, right? He's going to come right after him.
I don't think I've seen Gaethje do much more than just the stand-up wild, rock'em sock'em whatever, which is exciting as hell.
But he usually wins.
But
Because he can take it more than you
because he can handle that. Yeah.
You give it to me, I'll give it to you harder.
Yeah.
But let's turn it into when he fought. Who's the champ?
Oh, Chandler? Oh wait.
Took him down. Just beat him.
Oh, Oliveira.
Oh, that one too. But no, the first one. Oh my God.
Someone that took Gaethje down?
The guy who was a champion for the longest time, just retired and undefeated. What the hell's his name?
Khabib.
Khabib, the biggest
Nurmagomedov.
star in the UFC. I'm going
Yeah.
blank. Yeah, Khabib basically took him down,
Yeah.
manhandled him easily.
Neutralized
I
the
think-
striking.
No, he got hurt. He got hurt really badly with a couple leg kicks, but he didn't let anyone know. But after the fight, he said, "I was hurt bad. I got hurt."
Yeah.
His Gage's idea was to take his legs out from him to eliminate the takedowns, right?
Yeah.
So he said he got really hurt badly, but he took him down. And he said he had him in an armbar situation. Do you remember that story? He said he had Gaethje in the armbar situation. He said, I could take the armbar, but I knew his mom and his dad were right there watching. I didn't want to break his arm.
Oh yeah.
I didn't want to break his arm from his family.
Yeah.
So I put him into a choke. So he transitioned from an armbar into a choke.
Oh yeah.
And took him out that way. So I'd rather just put him to sleep nicely, and so no one gets hurt.
Yeah.
Because his family, because he's so about family, right?
Yeah.
Because his mom and dad are right there watching.
Yeah.
Didn't want to hurt him.
Yeah.
I just put him to sleep.
Wow.
So he had that frame of mind and that control of the situation. He decided how he's going to take him out.
Yeah.
And he had the armbar. I'll find that clip. That was the craziest story I've ever heard. And you look back, it's like that did happen.
Wow.
Because he's telling the story.
Yeah.
People were like, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's how dominant he was, right? It's like, wow.
That's nuts.
Because he ended up just taking him out like in a choke.
That's it.
I put him to sleep nicely, no one gets
That's
hurt.
it.
And he can go enjoy the rest of his vacation type thing. Because they're on Abu Dhabi or something, right? He can go enjoy the rest of his stay with his family and he can have a nice meal tomorrow.
Yeah. Nobody's injured.
But he's not selling it like a joke or talking bad. He's saying
Matter of fact.
respect for the family and you as a human being.
Yeah.
Not even a joke, because if someone like Conor McGregor said or something, like, oh my God, this guy's an asshole.
Yeah.
But he says so nicely, it's like,
That's
like
it.
you almost want to say, oh, that was a really nice move.
Yeah.
That was
It's a nice
it's
move.
almost like the guy should come and say thank you.
That's it. Yeah, seriously.
Instead of like getting upset you lost. Just,
Yeah.
I guess basically when Khabib would beat people, they'd feel like devastated after. Because he fucked up Dustin Poirier's mindset after that. Like he said, because he was like, he cried. He's not emotional. Like he's emotional, but he said it was just so devastating to him. He thought he had a chance. He just felt like
He
helpless.
just gets so dominated.
Yeah, he just felt so helpless after that fight. He's like, I went in there with a game plan.
Yeah,
and
couldn't do anything.
I couldn't do anything. I got manhandled,
Yeah.
like mauled on the ground.
Yeah.
It was just unbelievable. He was like devastated after that.
Yeah. That's it.
Okay, well, shit, that's it. Because that's a long one.
That's it.
That's